Welcome back to Valley Boys TCG. CK here. Today we're going to look at some Godzilla card game cards. Now set 3 is just dropping this week or this weekend or whenever this is coming out. Basically today is the release day of set 3. Now previously I did a deck profile on my King Ghidorah deck. King Ghidorah is just one of my favorite kaiju in Godzilla universe, and it's one that I finally wanted to put a profile for once it started clicking, and now I'm taking a look at some stuff from set 3 and how I'm going to upgrade it. Now, there isn't a lot of new monsters. Technically, there's only 2. And there's a few other battle cards and other texts. And initially, I was going to wait till I actually had cards in hand. I have not picked up any boxes yet. I'm hoping tonight or over this weekend, I'll be able to pick some up and do an unboxing and go through the cards in person. Now, whether it be because I just couldn't sleep last night, just had a rough night. I think I'm getting sick. So if I sound weird, apologies there. But I couldn't sleep last night, so I decided to get online last night and take a look at my build again and then restructure it with some of the new cards. So let's see what our new profile looks like. Now, again, this is our first draft with the new cards. Not tested at all, but this is just theory crafting right now. So let's take a peek. So as you see here, most of the deck stays pretty consistent. The only real additions we added to the monster cards. We did make one change in the monster deck. So we decided to use one of the 1,000-Year Dragon King Ghidorahs for our new rank 4. Now this is the one-step one. There are 2 in this set. Both of them are 1,000-Year Dragon King Ghidorah, and both of them are rank 4. But the easiest way to signify the difference is one is a 2-step and one is a 1-step. So we're using the 1-step, which is an SR in this set, so it will be a little bit harder to get, where it has the 2-step is just an uncommon. So we're using the SR as our rank 4. This one has your turn. If there are 5 or more cards under this card, reduce the rank of all battle cards in your opponent's zone by 3. Meaning even if they have a rank 8, like Godzilla King of the Monsters or something like that, it gets reduced by 3, meaning it is only a 5. Now that is very important for a certain card that we already saw previously, but we'll get to that in a bit. So that is the new rank 4 that we're adding to the deck. Now, we're basically running all King Ghidorahs. You see that we reduced the number of some of the older cards just so we can make space for the new stuff and really restructure what we have. So we're only running 2 of the rank 1s in our main deck, just because we don't need as many. I'm not running as many monsters as we could. We could max everything out and just go full rank 23. And our focus is still getting the rank 23 lockdown. But again, I like to kind of toolbox it a little bit, so it's going to change. So we have 2 of the rank 1s, 4 of the 1964 rank 2s, 3 of the 1991 rank 2s, which obviously is because we run on the monster deck. The 1991 rank 3 is a 4 of, but the 1965 rank 3 is a 3 of, because that's probably the best rank 3. That's why we play it in the main deck, in the main monster deck. We want to mill it and get it into trash so we can really beef up our rank 3. And then for the rank 4s, Shield Mecha King 2-step is only a 2 of now in the main deck. It might have been 2 of in the old one, I don't remember. It was our rank 4 initially before this update. And now we're running, and of course we have 4 of the other Mecha King. All of these are King Ghidorah names. We need to get as many into trash so we can get online the rank 23 battle card. And then, so you see, we're playing 2 of the 2-step. Now this one, again, has a similar your turn. Both of these 1,000-Year Dragon King Ghidorahs have your turn. If there are 5 or more cards under this card, reduce the rank of all battle cards in your opponent's zone by 3, which is important for a certain strategy card that we're going to talk about, a strategy card that we already run. Both of them have the same your turn effect. Now the difference between the 2 here, the 2-step says opponent's turn. At the beginning of the counter phase, you may place 3 monster cards from your discard pile under this card. If you do, destroy all rank 5 or lower battle cards on your opponent's zone 1 through 5. Now this would be a board wipe if it weren't for the fact that you're reducing the rank of your opponent's monsters only on your turn. And the effect to destroy is on opponent's turn, so those don't overlap. So it's not a free board wipe at the beginning of the counter phase, unfortunately. But it does play in with the Sacred Guardian Beast strategy. That's the other thing, it's a Sacred Guardian Beast, so it's also meant for that build. But we only run 2 of it because it's a 2-step. We need 2-step space for other cards. And of course, like I mentioned, from the monster deck, we're also running the rest of them in the main deck. The 1,000-Year Dragon King Ghidorah, which is the 1-step, the SR, the set. The important thing, again, same your turn effect. There are 5 or more cards under this. Reduce the rank of all battle cards in your opponent's zones by 3. But the when invading effect is why we run it as our main 4. When invading, if there are 7 or more cards under this card, choose 1. And this choose 1 ability is kind of reminiscent of what the old Ghidorahs had. They always had 3 effects because, of course, 3-headed monster. So we have 1, destroy all battle cards of both players. 2, each player discards until they have 2 cards remaining in hand. 3, reduce each player's monster card's rage by 2. So typically you don't want to reduce your rage unless you're going for that. You probably won't use the 3rd one unless you're going for the counter victory here. Each player discarding, you probably want to play everything out before you invade and use that to really reduce their hand size. So it's a built-in gravity beam essentially. And then destroy all battle cards on both players. Perfect if you're going to go for the invasion. Now, or if they have something, hard to counter set up on board, you probably want to do like invade, destroy everything, and then play a gravity beam or something so they can't counter you as easy, something like that. But there's some utility. That's the fun thing about these 3 effect Ghidorahs is you have some toolbox effect. So there is one more Ghidorah monster card in this set, but the caveat here is it is a Ghidorah, not a King Ghidorah. So there is a rule on the website that it does not work with the King Ghidorah monsters. It doesn't enter on those. It works with the Sacred Guardian Beast because it does have that subtext, but it does not work with King Ghidorah because it is just a Ghidorah, not a King Ghidorah. So that rank 3 Ghidorah 2001 is just Ghidorah, does not work with the King Ghidorah deck. So don't put that in your deck. Don't make that mistake unless you're running Sacred Guardian Beast. Then that's a whole different thing. So that's it for the upgrade at monsters. Now, so if we look at the battle cards, we're running about 13 battle cards here. We're running 2 Dorat. Dorat is still really good. We're running, of course, the 4 of the rank 23 Mecha King Ghidorah because that is kind of the staple of your counter strategy here to lock your opponent down. They can invade. Just really, really good to stun them if they can't deal with it. And it's not easy to deal with it unless they can, heat ray you from across the board. We're keeping 2 Giant Condors in this deck because Violante stun is a thing, and that's the best way to deal with Violante early on because they don't move. You need something 5 or lower. And as you see, we don't have a lot of low-end battle cards here. The obvious difference would be obviously getting Mecha King set up. That rank 23 lowers its rank, so you can play it cheaper. So we are planning to test one of this new King Ghidorah 98. This is a rank 6, 2-step, 6,000 counter power. It does have King Ghidorah, so it does feed into our strategy. This one has the ability, your turn, Awakening 4. When your monster card is played, you may play this card from your discard pile. Active if your monster card is in zone 4 or beyond, which of course is the Awakening. So you want to discard this for the Invade 2, move up, and then if you're at Awakening 4, you can enter a monster, you go to your next phase, and this will play itself out from trash, from your discard pile. Really good strategy there, really good utility there. The only thing I'm not sure of with this one is, does it pay attention to your opponent's zone? Like, does your opponent have to be in zone 6 before you can play it out? Or does it bypass that restriction? I'm not sure because it just says you play this from your discard pile. It doesn't say to ignore, but it doesn't say it's limited to. So that's something that I'm going to have to look at the rules for, but we'll see how that one goes. So we're testing out one of those. Of course, we're going to have 2 Gams. I had 1 in my previous build. It's just too good of a card not to run. I'm going to try to make it work with 2 as needed. Now, the next new card we're adding, and of course, you'll probably notice I have 3 new battle cards, and they're all one-ofs because, again, this is a test build. I'm going to adjust my numbers as needed. The 98 rank 6 is going to be a little trickier because it's a 2-step, so I have to make other adjustments. I did drop the old rank 7 King Ghidorah, I think it's the 91 King Ghidorah. I dropped that out of the build so that I could add this new rank 7 King Ghidorah. It's only a 1-step, very similar in the thought that it could be an 11,000 counter power. Like the old one was a 7,000, and if you were Awakening 6, it would gain plus 3,000. This one is 7,000 again, And if there are 5 or more cards under your monster card, this card gains 3,000 counter power. So getting the 5 or more under isn't too hard. Obviously, you're going to be entering monsters, but also our rank 3 monster, the 1965, that gets the other 65s from discard and tucks underneath, is what's going to get us to that 5 threshold pretty easily if we need to get there. That's the idea anyway. Like I said, King Ghidorah has that weird thing where you want to either stack tall, but also fill your trash for the rank 23, so it almost feels like it's fighting against itself. The heads are fighting themselves, almost, it seems, but it's not too bad. Now, the last one we're adding as a one of, and I guess we're testing these out, these may adjust once we actually get cards in hand and test the deck, is going to be the 1,000-Year Dragon King Ghidorah. Now, this one is a rank 8, so not as easy to get online, except for the fact that if your opponent has 2 or more strategy cards in play, you may play this card from your hand with the rank reduced by 2, meaning it could be a rank 6, especially if you're going against Mothra or things that are using the new base cards in this set. Or more strategies may come about in this meta, so this one getting online as a 6 with a 9,000 counter power is very viable. A counter strategy is probably something to look at depending on how Mothra takes off. This one has enter, destroy one of your opponent's strategy cards. So if they're setting up bases, again, Mothra is going to be really big on the base. And I'm looking at a Mothra build too. Mothra could be pretty fun. It's a new monster. Of course, I'm going to want to test it out. But this one does have some anti-strategy. So that could be something we do there. Another honorable mention that follows along that same idea is there is a rank 4 Des Ghidorah. It's not a King Ghidorah, so that's why we didn't do it. It's a rank 4, 2,000 counter power. This is an honorable mention here, but enter if your opponent has 3 or more unoccupied zones, destroy one of their strategy cards. So again, this is their anti-base strategy, popping their strategies so they don't get the base effects. And then if your opponent has no strategy cards in play, it gets plus 3,000. So it could be a rank 4, 5,000 counter. Not bad. Another one worth mentioning that I almost kept in the deck was basically the upgraded Dorat, which is the Cretaceous King Ghidorah, 1998. It is a King Ghidorah, so it does count. So I had that in consideration because Dorat's not a King Ghidorah, and this one is. It has the same ability where Revenge, return up to 1 King Ghidorah monster card from your discard to your hand. So the same ability as Dorat, Revenge, it gets destroyed, bring a monster card back from trash. But ultimately, the counter power is only 3,000, doesn't get any sort of boost. Yes, Dorat's tiny also, but a 5 costs, I mean, you could still play it off of against Violante, so it does fall under that Violante umbrella where it's a 5. But ultimately, I just felt like Dorat was a much easier one to deal with, or a much easier card to have. I may go back and change it. I may drop the 2 Dorats and try out 2 Cretaceous King Ghidorahs. And chances are, once I get the new cards in hand, that's probably what's going to happen. The Dorats are going to go, Cretaceous King comes in, it gives me the same ability, plus it has King Ghidorah name, so it just feeds into the rank 23 strategy that we want. So that's it for battle cards. Now, look at strategy. We're running the 2 Heat Rays, of course. We want 2 Heat Rays. We're running 3 Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Now, this card is what got better in this set. It got much stronger this set because of the new rank 4s. With the new rank 4 1,000-Year King Ghidorahs reducing your opponent's rank by 3, make this strategy card so much better, because that means Gam is a 7 cost, reduced it by 3, it's a 4 cost. That means this 4 cost strategy card can destroy 3 rank 4 or lowers, which means this 4 cost can destroy 3 Godzilla against Mecha Godzillas. Okay, unless they're running 8s, unless they're able to put some 8s on board, you're basically going to clear 3 of anything. This strategy card got way boosted with the inclusion of these new rank 4 1,000-Year King Ghidorahs. So that's something to keep in mind, watch out for. If you knock them to 4, they're going to be board wiping you pretty easily with this strategy card from set 2. We are keeping 3 Gravity Beams because it's in archetype, because it's in theme with Ghidorah. It's their special attack, the Gravity Beam, but also it is just really good to reduce hand size and disrupt your opponent's plays. And then we're going to try 2 of the Godzilla Capture. This is a new set 3 card, 7 strategy, so you play it from zone 7, but it's a good counter play because it has set your opponent's rage to 0. It is a GAM in strategy form for green. You go up against Red Rage or anything that's just trying to get really big to not get countered. Boom. Such a good... I think it's going to be a really good strategy. I think strategies, especially for King Ghidorah, the 2 greens that we are playing this deck, got boosted, and they're buffed this set, and I'm really excited to get these cards in hand and test them out. But anyway, this is the deck build that I currently have. It's going to change. Like I said, I'm pretty sure, like thinking about it, talking about it now, I'm probably going to pull the Dorats out and put the Cretaceous Kings back in. It also depends on my pulls. The new rank 4 that's an SR is going to be tricky to pull. Luckily, I have a good locals group here that's growing, which, shout out to our South Texas locals group. Texas is just great for Godzilla card game. We have a lot of good players, we just have a lot of players in Texas, so it's a great place to play the Godzilla card game. But yeah, let me know what you think. Are you excited for some set 3 stuff? This is currently, again, this is how I'm going to test Ghidorah, but I'm pretty sure once I get cards in hand, depending on the pulls, it's going to change. But let me know what your thoughts on set 3. What are you looking forward to build? And I think the next deck I'm going to look into is Mothra, because it is a new monster card. So we're going to see what we can come up with with a new strategy style and new kaiju. We finally get to play as Mothra, and Mothra's got some pretty interesting abilities. It's going to revive the evolution, or evolve the evolution style deck. Evolution to the evolution. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody in South Texas, and also shout out to everybody in the unofficial Discord server. If you haven't joined the unofficial Godzilla card game Discord server, definitely check it out. They have every Sunday night tournaments, great players in there, lots of discussion going on. I wish I had time and the ability to be more active in it, because it is constantly something going on. There's just a great group of people in there, good community. So if you're looking for people to play, definitely check out the unofficial Godzilla card game Discord server. But like I said, thank you for watching, and hope you guys come back for the next one. Peace.